It doesn't change the fact that it still will bother you in the beginning, but how you deal with it, because my mindset is so different and so positive about it, is that anybody who's not around in my life is not supposed to be here. Everything is happening for my highest good. And because I know that, if somebody has to get the boot, I understand that it's imperative to where my life is going and how my life is going to be, that they have to get out of here. You understand me? I'm gonna keep it real. I am making me feel. Okay, what's up, guys? It's your girl Tati Dendada. How's life treating us? I know how life's treating me. Today's video is about your Saturn return. We're gonna get into some helpful tips for going into your Saturn return. If you don't know what a Saturn return is, I'll take some time to really explain it to you, so that way you know. The reason I feel like this is something important that we need to dive into on my channel specifically is because a Saturn return is kind of like a make or break you type of thing. I don't want to say make or break you because you actually have time to like turn it around and, you know, make it work in your favor. But if you don't do the right thing, you will have to start it over for the next one. So I'm gonna start with explaining to y'all what a Saturn return is. I am currently, if you guys did not know, in my Saturn return. A Saturn return is an event that happens when the planet Saturn returns to the same position it was when you were born. This represents structure, responsibility, discipline, maturity, long-term lessons. It's often called the teacher planet. When Saturn returns to its birth position, it brings a cycle of major growth, reality checks, and transformation. Essentially pushing you up to the next level and taking accountability in your life. This is not an easy thing for everybody, but because I hold myself so accountable, I have been maintaining, staying in my purpose and doing what's good for me during this Saturn return. I'm pretty much on top of it, and I feel good about it. And I feel like you're gonna feel like you're having a crappy time in your Saturn return if you're not doing those things that you keep laying off in the back of your head. I've kind of been at my own pace, but not with a lot of procrastination, doing the things that I need to do, basically without being told, getting on top of the ball before the ball gets on top of me. My first tip for your Saturn return would be to get on top of the ball before the ball gets on top of you, which essentially means do those things that you have been putting off because they are important to your journey, and you don't want to have to learn the hard way, because Saturn oftentimes is the teacher planet, but I think it's also the planet of karma. And if I'm right, then it's the planet that you receive those hard lessons from because you're not doing what's needed. So getting on top of the ball before the ball get on top of you would be my first tip. Your first return is age 27 to 31. I think you're able to tell which year you have it based on which sign your Saturn is in. You can look it up in a bunch of different ways, but you want to see what sign your Saturn is in, and that will tell you which year you're having it. It talks about reevaluating identity, career, relationships, and purpose. It's when people leave jobs, start businesses, get married, move, shift paths completely. Second Saturn return is ages 56 to 60. And your third Saturn return is from ages 84 to 90. So I guess you could have a fourth Saturn return if you are on this planet long enough. Your Saturn return is the universe way of saying it's time to grow up, but it's on your own terms now. So this is what I'm essentially dealing with at the current moment, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been rocking it. I've been doing an amazing job at handling my Saturn return. I'm very proud of myself. I've done a lot with my podcast. I've done a lot with my personal content. If you've been watching my reels lately, a lot of those have been blowing up. Like, um, I've been getting a lot. I've been getting a lot of views, but especially like over 10K views. Like some videos 20K, 40K, over videos that I just, concepts and thoughts that I just acted on, inspired action. And so another tip that I would use for going through your Saturn return is to act on inspired action. When you are inspired to do something, that is the time to put your best foot forward. And do not fight with your brain about whether you should do it or not. You should do it because inspired action is always a nudge from your benevolent, your most highest and benevolent self to help guide you into what the next steps are for you to be. It's like answering your own prayer. And to ignore that would be ignoring what you truly desire in this world, and it would be denying yourself success. And I would my next tip would be to act on inspired action. My third tip would be take care of your mental health heavily during this time. Journaling is big. I've been journaling a lot. Meditation is huge. I always preach to meditate because you need to find a space within yourself that is safe, and you need to gain control of your mind. Your mind is constantly fighting to stay alive, whether it's in a good way or a bad way. And your emotions and thoughts are catalysts to what ends up happening in your reality. So if you don't have control over your mind, you have control over nothing. And as much as you try to take control over your mind will fight back a little bit, because if you have complete control, you would be able to shut down your mind. And the mind's job is to stay alive. It's your job to take some part in control of your mind. Stay active during this time as well. I'm so grateful for skating, because even when I don't work out, I still skate. Even when I'm not active in other ways, I still skate. So at least that's the one thing that I feel like keeps me super active during times like these. Have mercy. Y'all gonna be going through it if you don't understand this. Anything that's not serving you during your Saturn return must go. These are things that you've been putting off for a long time that you need to get a hold on, and quickly. My Saturn return, I had to let people very important to me go. And this is the last thing anybody wants to do, whether it's a lover, a friend, a business partner, whoever it is, a family member. This Saturn return, I have let so many people go. During this Saturn return, it is okay to let people go. Actually, it's essential. If I'm not being clear enough, it is essential to let people go during this time. People have to go. You have to make space for new things. I've made videos about this. I have a video called, I think, how to detach from like relationships and stuff like that, and how to master basically detachment. And I can put the link to that video somewhere in here. And if you haven't, side note, if you have not subscribed, liked anything, do that now. Subscribe now, like now, because I'm dropping pure gems that are going to help you get through this cycle in probably the smoothest way possible if you really listen to what I'm saying. And now is the time to let people go. Relationships, friendships, business relationships, anything that does not serve you. And because my Chiron is in Libra, and my wounds are usually relationship related anyway, I was kind of more prepared to lose people than most people. Because when you have your Chiron in Libra, you are dealing with people that have a disdain for who you are, and it's always revolving around the people closest to you that you don't know are your hidden enemies. So my wounds come from a lot of my relationships, whether it's romantic, friendship, business, or family. And so I learned things through my relationships, because the ultimate goal is to make my relationships harmonious. And I can't do that without going through and weeding out who and what is not supposed to be where. So I spend a lot of time already kind of packing up old relationships. So now that I'm in my Saturn return, I did lose someone I never thought that I will lose as a friend. And it came to the point in time where that's just what needed to happen, because that person's life and their mindset and how they were behaving and how they were acting is just not aligning with where I'm going and what I'm doing and the things that I have planned for my relationships, for my harmony, and etc. And because, thank God, I have went through these cycles of losing friendships and losing romantic relationships and losing family members, or leaving, let me not even say losing, detaching from these relationships. I've kind of already prepared myself on what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. It doesn't change the fact that it still will bother you in the beginning, but how you deal with it, because my mindset is so different and so positive about it, is that anybody who's not around in my life is not supposed to be here. Everything is happening for my highest good, and because I know that, if somebody has to get the boot, I understand that it's imperative to where my life is going and how my life is going to be, that they have to get out of here. You understand me? Most success books talk about how their spouse is an important person. You have to be specific about your spouse, and you have to be specific about your friends. All of those things are going to tie into the quality of your life, along with your mastering yourself. So because I know these things, I'm doing better at handling losing people that no longer serve me and that I've outgrown. And I'm proud of myself. I'm not gonna lie. I've come a long way. My next tip would be, don't be afraid to go for things. Take the risk. Go for the things you want. I know you're supposed to be learning lessons and blessings. They're gonna happen anyway. So it would benefit you to just do the things that you actually want to do. And that's one of the main lessons usually, because usually you're fighting that with your mind all the time anyway. So go for those things, take those risks, go those places, do those things, and watch it add to the transformation of your life and your life choices, because you're seeing things and doing things that would alter that, you know. I don't think I have any more else to add to this video. If you haven't already checked out my roller skating podcast or joined the Well Said Network to watch other podcasts on that channel, then definitely go over to the Made for Skate or the Well Said Network and subscribe to that channel so you can see what other podcasts for that podcast hub are coming up. I know for Made for Skate, it's like 2 more, maybe 3 more. It's like 3 episodes coming up. So stay tuned for that, and watch me work, y'all. Watch me work. I've been doing so good. I'm grateful and appreciative, and thank you for being a part of that, and thank you for keeping me vibrating high and supporting me. Yeah, make sure you follow Tatiana on everything, and share this video with somebody who's going through their Saturn return. Help somebody understand that it's not just, you know, the world feels crazy right now. Like, there are forces happening to help you become who you need to be. And that's the only way you need to look at it. Smooches. Tati Nandada is signing out. And I'll tune in with y'all soon. Yeah.